Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and yeah, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. Got a little frog in my throat. We've had a 16, 100 inches of rain in the past 3 hours. If you don't have a boat in Jackson County today, you might as well stay home. Seriously, I have with me two people. I have two great, amazing guests today. I have with me folks that, quite honestly, I've heard for months, hey, when are you going to get them on the show? Hey, when are they coming in? Why don't you have them in? And we finally wore them down. They are here, ladies and gentlemen. I have with me Sherry and Jeff Grant, iServe Ministries. Folks, welcome to the Northeast Studio.
Thank you for having us.
We're glad to be here.
Awesome. Now, okay, let's make a list of stuff you don't do for the community. It'll be much quicker, so much easier. You two are into everything. Don't be bashful. Now they're looking at each other thinking, oh, we don't do nothing. Oh, but us? Yeah, I know better.
It seems that way, but I mean, we want to be great community leaders, and we want to be great community partners, and there's so much hurt in our community, and we just want to bridge that gap.
What are some of the biggest things you see out there?
Hunger.
One parent families, children not eating.
Yes, that is our biggest issue. Is we just struggle to have enough food for the families in our community, and we do have lots of students that go to school in any of our 3 school systems in the Jackson County area that come to school and they haven't eaten on the weekend, and so they're really hungry on Monday morning, and that's all they can think about.
And probably that meal at school is the only one they're going to have that day.
Right, exactly.
And that is so important.
Yeah, when we think about education, especially whether we're talking about hunger or homelessness, Monday, they get a free hot meal, breakfast and lunch, and then they get it all week. And then Friday, the same thing, a hot meal and a hot breakfast and hot lunch. But we wonder why education has gone down a little bit. When our students are more worried about what they're going to eat or where they're going to lay their head, it's hard to concentrate on arithmetic and language and science. It's really necessary, but it's something that we don't always see, so it kind of goes back of mind.
Yeah, if you're hungry at any age, you've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, it's hard to concentrate
as a
when your
child.
stomach's growling.
You're just trying to figure out life in general. That is a thing in my mind that we need to work on in general across the state of Georgia. That is a soapbox not for today. But I bring it up often, so maybe we'll get some traction out of it one day, just saying wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But in all seriousness, what are we doing to try to fight this?
So we have a kind of a double-headed approach. We have a program called the Bags of Love, where started out at Jackson County Family Connection, and then we kind of took it over. We send home almost 400 book bags or bags of love full of food for a family of 4 for food insecurity over the weekend. And we do all the schools in Jackson County and a couple in Madison County. Once again, just trying to be that bridge, trying to let them know that they're seen, they're loved, and that we want to partner with them and try to help them figure this out.
Sherry, you're awfully quiet over there.
I prefer it that way.
You're so not going to let Jeff do all the interview.
Mm-hmm. I like it that way.
But now you have mobile pantries as well, do you not?
We do.
How does that work?
So
I know it's mobile.
Yeah, it's mobile, but so we receive a tractor trailer load of food. It's about 30,000 pounds. In fact, we've been getting a little more than 30,000 pounds on the last several that we've received. It comes to the parking lot. We partner with Northeast Georgia Food Bank, and
awesome
comes,
folks, yeah.
We unload it, and we sort it, and we give it away, and we call it 2 hours of controlled chaos.
I can imagine. Now, how often is that?
We do 3 different ones every month. We do one in Commerce, one in Pendergrass, and one in the Athens area.
How much food does a family get? Big box?
About 100 pounds.
100 pounds?
Yeah, it depends on...
It's a grocery cart full.
Yeah, it's a grocery cart full. It depends on how many neighbors we have show up and then how much is on the truck. The Lord blessed me with a mathematical brain, and so when it comes, I see what we have, and then I kind of spout out a whole bunch of numbers, and then we change it up or down depending on how many neighbors are showing up. But in 2023, we served over 11,000 families through the mobile food pantries.
Wow. All across Jackson County.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and the surrounding counties because
they come in.
They're going to come from Banks, Franklin, Oconee. They're going to come from all over.
Do we need more? I got to believe that's probably not enough, is it?
It's not, and we're trying to figure out, how to move some up into Madison County and move some up into Banks County because we have this area kind of controlled. It's equipped, but how do we get people where they don't use their most valuable resource of gas and money and time to drive to these mobile food pantries that we're doing?
Right.
If we could get them to kind of pepper around the community a little bit more would be great.
We do partner with the school
Because
system.
you actually take the bags of love to the school systems.
Correct.
To the schools.
We have about 15 delivery drivers that each week I will text them how many backpacks they need to deliver to their specific schools. And so it's the same delivery driver every week. We do have a requirement for our bags of love is the family that's in that program, they have to bring back our empty backpack.
I was about to ask you that.
To receive food that week, they have to have brought back the empty backpack. We want them to have some skin in the game and learn responsibility.
Sure.
Instead of just receiving handouts all the time, we want to give them a hand up and help them get to understand that there's responsibility in life, and if you do something, you receive something.
I'm with you. No, I like that. I always like accountability no matter what we do. It's got to be hard, though, when that child doesn't have that bag.
It is hard,
It's
and I
got
know
to just
that
rip at you.
especially the counselors at the school side, when they see them, we have to have that conversation a lot of times. And we aren't graceful.
Right.
We give a lot of grace. And
Sure.
so if we see that it's not the child's fault that they're not bringing the bag back and they are definitely hungry, then we will give some grace.
I'm with you. Well, we just jumped right into it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So what got you two into this? You woke up one morning? There obviously was a calling somewhere, maybe at a young age. I don't know. I don't know y'all well enough. I'm going to find out. But
Well, was it 18 years ago? 18 years ago, the Lord stirred our hearts. We were from Orlando, Florida, and the Lord stirred our hearts to do something different, to be missional. And we kind of threw a dart at a map, and it landed in Northeast Georgia. Everybody, all of our family, everybody we knew was in Orlando, Florida, and it kind of landed in Northeast Georgia. And we're like, Lord, what are you doing? So we built a house here, and then we just, like Sherry said earlier, we heard horror stories of kids not having enough to eat or a bag of chips to eat all weekend. And the Lord really kind of pricked our hearts to say, you got to do more. You got to take care of the widows, the orphans, and the poor. And so out of that, with some friends of ours, iServe Ministries was launched. And when we launched it, Sherry was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. So just to be honest with everybody, I was mad. I was mad at God. He called us to do this. And then my best friend is very, very sick.
by the way, you two can be human. You can be mad a little bit.
Yep, that's right.
I don't blame you at all. Well, Sherry, I take it you survived.
I did. Look at me.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Yes. Yeah.
We're free and clear, yeah?
Yeah, we're 13 years out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Had you been in the ministries at all? This calling, this hit you? What were you doing? All right, Jeff, what were you doing in Orlando?
Well,
Changing names and locations creatively.
Well, so in Orlando, I worked at Frito-Lay as leadership. We moved up here. I was with Frito-Lay and then went to Best Buy as leadership. And we were doing church. I was a deacon and just doing life. And he kind of told us that we needed to do more.
Outside of those 4 walls.
Get outside of those 4 walls.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't very accepting to it. We homeschooled. We were a single income family. My wife had breast cancer. So I didn't take the call 100% wholeheartedly, happily. And so it took a couple years of what I call me sinning to finally step away from the corporate world and do this full time.
Well, you accepted it. You were just easing into it. He works on us.
No, he does. He does. As the way I put it, I like to keep my foot in the door in case this thing didn't work out.
I'm with you on that. I'm betting you're not missing corporate world, are you?
I'm not.
That's
the
awesome.
hours,
That's
the hours would be a little bit better.
Do you ever sleep? You never sleep, do you?
I do not, and that's something I struggle with is taking a Sabbath or taking rest. My wife is trying to get me to do better at that. But
Working on it.
But if we get a phone call at 10 at night and someone needs a hotel room, or we were scheduled to come here to talk today and a school counselor called and said a family's home burnt down in the East Jackson area, hey, can you bring some emergency food?
Oh, wow.
So I just took some food over there right before coming here. So
And you were early.
and we were a little bit early.
And it's raining.
Yeah.
11 inches in 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, if you don't have a boat in Jackson County today, folks,
You're in trouble.
well, man, that's quite a story. And you didn't want to tell that. I'm just saying.
No, we don't. I don't like to talk about it.
Well, you know what? You've done a great job. Because I do know a lot of people around here, as the both of you do. But I've yet to hear a bad thing about either one of you.
That's nice.
So they know you, but they like you. Wow. And you're humble. That's really cool. Now, you don't wear a lot of shoes, though, Jeff, do you? I got to bring that up. You're wearing shoes today
I am wearing shoes today
because of the monsoon outside.
Because of the monsoon, but
I always see him flip-flops.
Flip-flops every day.
Shorts
every day. So
I love it.
Leaving the corporate world allows you to do stuff like this.
I wear a lot of hoodies now. I love hoodies.
Yeah.
I plan on living in hoodies, so that's just me. Man, if I walked around flip-flops all day, I would not be walking the next morning. And we're going to tell you a quick segue. Here at Northeast Georgia Business Radio, we have some great community partners. Like the two of you have some great community partners. One of our great community partners is Bingham Insurance Group. You need to make sure your needs are covered. Contact the Bingham Insurance Group today and find out how they can get you the coverage you need. Chad and his team can provide a personalized business or individual assessment. Home, fire, auto, commercial, life, and much more. Visit BinghamInsuranceGroup.com. That's BinghamInsuranceGroup.com. Find the right coverage for you. And while you're at it, visit our new website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners. Folks, you still there?
We are.
Good. You didn't run off. Where'd Jeff go?
I'm still here.
Oh, there he is. There he is. All right. Bags of Love, mobile pantries. But now, one of the first things I learned about iServe Ministries is something called Village of Hope. And the first time I heard about it, I'm like, wow, if they pull that off, wow. I got to know all about Village of Hope from the day it was a gleam in your eye to what's about to happen in a few months. I got to know. The folks need to know, because anyone not associated, I'm not selling, but boy, maybe they should be.
Well, Village of Hope was born out of our Bags of Love program as we could see that more and more families were needing help. And our counselors are constantly calling us. We partner with several organizations in the community and the schools to help families end up in hotels for the night or whatever, because they are becoming homeless. And what we see homeless is not necessarily homeless. You think homeless sleeping in a tent in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
What we talk about homeless is just not having your own place to stay. You're sleeping on somebody else's couch. You're renting a bedroom for your whole family from Aunt Sarah or something like that. And so we came to know that this was happening a lot in our three school systems. In fact, there's probably about 200 homeless families within our three school systems.
I've heard that number.
That's a pretty high number.
That's a huge number. How many people are in Jackson County? 90,000? 85,000?
And as we've seen, as our community continues to grow, which is awesome, everything becomes more expensive. And so when we look at a single family rental or anything, it's upwards of $2,000. And we have a lot of warehouses, we got a lot of jobs here, but they're $15, $20 an hour. And there's not just enough for them to be able to pay rent and have first and last month and security deposit and deposit for electric and water. And these families are really struggling. One of my mentees was staying in extended stay, and his teachers are trying to figure out, hey, why isn't he doing well in algebra? And I did kind of explain to him, look, he's trying his best, but he doesn't know as a 16-year-old, where is he going to put his head at night?
It's always the kids that suffer. All right, so Village of Hope, though.
So the Village of Hope.
What are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
So we decided that, well, we didn't decide. God told us, called us and said, hey.
He's working on you.
That's
Yeah.
right. You need to do something for these families. We've come to the understanding that we're going to start this program called the Village of Hope. And it will be a community center and a community, probably 10, start with 10, what we're calling cottages, kind of the tiny home model, like 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 900 square foot. But it will be a program. These families that are homeless, they will need to want to get out of their situation. So they'll have to have one adult in the family has to have a car and a job. And they want to get out of their situation. And this program will be a year-long program. So they will come, they will pay a program fee. It will be a small amount of money compared to paying rent in our community.
Yeah.
They will come and live with us for a year. We will assign them a mentor. They will take classes, learn how to do budgeting and parenting and all the things that we will be using all kinds of volunteers to be subject matter experts, we're calling them, to come in and teach these classes.
Life skills.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we're trying to get them to break the culture, break the chains that have put them in this situation. And the word the Lord's given us is healthy. We want these families, these kids to become healthy and know that, one, they're not in it alone, that we want to partner with them and we want to walk side by side with them. And part of the program is they're going to have a budget, and anything they save in that year, we're we're going to match it and push them out into the world.
Nice.
And if we can make that one family healthy, that means our school system's healthy. Then that means our job market's healthy. Then that means our local community's healthy. Then that means our county's healthy. Then it's Northeast Georgia, then the state. And it's a trickle-up effect. Once again, it's a program, so we're not in charge or any of that. We just want to partner with them and say, hey, you're not in this alone.
Right.
Let's look at some things differently.
Well, you're creating a community.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold each other accountable.
Right.
As well.
That's the plan.
And that's the plan. The vision the Lord's given us is a square where all the front doors, there's no driveways, there's nothing. All the front doors look into center to a playground where these families are all doing life together, and they're in different stages of life, but they're all in the same situation. So we want them to bond together. And then part of the program is we want the community to come in and take classes, and we have something called Dream Dollars. When they take a class, they get a Dream Dollar, and then we'll have a little community store with food, toys, or hygiene products, and they come and redeem their dollars for something in the store so we can build a healthy community. Not only the family that's there, the families that are in the program, but the outside community can come in and learn at the community center.
Now, it's been a journey, though. These 900 square feet cottages are not just going to spring up like mushrooms. Oh, I wish they would. Today,
we
you'd
do
get a
too.
lot of them today.
We would love that.
It's a process.
It is.
You two have gone through quite a process,
It is.
if we can talk about it.
It's been like 30 months from when he gave us the vision. And we really want to thank the Jackson County government, Gina Roy, Kevin Poe, the county commissioners. They bought into the process. And so we're trying to buy land in the community, and some of that was going to be really hard because, one, there's not septic and electricity in a lot of our community. Two, there's minimum square foot requirements. And so the Jackson County government has partnered with us and is leasing us some property to make this happen. And it's going to be a central area where it's close to the health department and close to all these other agencies where, once again, we're building community, as you said, Tom, to make a difference right here, one family at a time.
I love it. The hand up.
Yeah.
All right, the Village of Hope. Are we breaking ground soon? ...
Yeah, hopefully we just found out in the past month that we can do sewer instead of septic. So
Awesome.
that's a big segue for us.
That's huge.
And so as soon as we can get those pipes dug, we will literally start knocking down trees. Not all of them. It's a beautiful piece of property. We want these families to enjoy the village, but we also want these kids to enjoy the outdoors. It's a beautiful treed acreage with a little pond down there on it. So we want to have walking trails for them to go fishing, maybe even camp out overnight. Once again, bring these kids to let them know that they're loved and the world is a big, big thing out there that they can be a part of.
Right. And we're ending generational poverty, basically, which is really awesome.
That's our goal.
Trying like crazy.
Yes. One family at a time.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned some volunteers. You're going to need volunteers
Yes.
from the community. Talk to me a little bit about that before we get out of here.
Okay. So volunteers, mentors. We need mentors. And so each family will be assigned a mentor, somebody that will meet with them twice a month, go over their budget, make sure that they're keeping their cottage clean and kept up, and just helping them learn those life skills, but somebody to walk through all the process with them so they can ask questions, and somebody that can encourage them through everything and help make sure that they're taking their classes. So we will need those mentors. Those will be major influencers in these families' lives.
And we'll also need, as we're going to have parenting, cooking, financial classes at the community center every month. So we'll need subject matter experts from the community to come in and love on our neighbors. And then with our existing programs, the Bags of Love or the mobile food pantries, it takes us about 60 volunteers to make the food pantry, the food giveaway, the 2 hours of controlled chaos happen. Like we have one this Saturday in Commerce. We love for our neighbors to come out, families to come out, because we got to show our kids and our grandkids what it means to give back. Because most of us are blessed beyond measure. And when you go out there and you see 300 families standing in line to receive something that they don't know what they're going to get till we bust the doors open on the truck, it's pretty eye-opening and very humbling.
Folks, how do they get a hold of you? How do the folks learn more?
They can send us an email through our website, which is www.iServeMinistries.org.
The letter I.
The letter I.
ServeMinistries.org.
Ministries with an I-E-S.
Right. That's true. And they can email you,
They
Sherry at and Jeff at.
I'm
I'm speaking over you, forgive me.
Nope, that's fine.
You're on Facebook, I see.
We are, and Instagram.
Of course. We'll get them on LinkedIn, folks, eventually, I promise.
Hey, we're on LinkedIn.
Are you really?
We are
We
on
are
LinkedIn.
You are on LinkedIn.
We are on
Just,
LinkedIn.
I do a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
use it very much.
we're on LinkedIn.
What else do we need to tell the folks before we run off?
And we're a grassroots nonprofit, and so we really don't get any big government help. We don't get any big corporation help because we're faith-based. And that's part of us starting the Village of Hope. Our hope is for $75,000. We're thinking that's what it's going to cost to build one cottage. We can get our Home Depots, our Coca-Colas, our Chick-fil-A's to sponsor a Village of Hope, one cottage, and their name will be on it. It'll be the Chick-fil-A cottage. And the ROI, the return on the investment, is a new family every year entering that cottage to become healthy. So our goal with the Village of Hope is to bring some of our Metro Atlanta large corporations here to the country a little bit, to have them sponsor and partner with a grassroots organization that's changing lives.
Nicely said, sir. Sherry, did he get it all in?
He did.
He's pretty good at this.
Yeah, he's real good at it.
He said he was going to be horrible.
I know.
I knew better. I knew better. Well, folks, we'll wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. I'm glad you showed up. I'm vamping. They're going to play my music, and then I have to wrap up. See, there it goes. Folks, Jeff and Sherry Grant, two of the nicest people you will meet in this part of the country, part of the world. iServeMinistries.org. Check it out. I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.